Hey guys, and welcome back.
Welcome.
Happy day or happy day or happy night. All right,
so let's start over.
Yeah. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of the podcast.
Welcome.
If you're watching this during sorry. If you're watching this during the day. It's been pretty crazy these past few days, and Russia
ever since we started the
Ukraine.
podcast, it's been tumbling down.
It's been tumbling down.
The market has been tumbling down.
Maybe it feels like maybe we should stop the podcast. And
the next episode is our last episode for this season, and then we'll take a break
and then we'll
come back.
be back in about a few weeks afterwards.
Yeah.
Just gathering more ideas for you guys and doing our best to create more content for everyone. So today's video is going to be a bit of a controversial one, you could say.
Very controversial.
It's almost like any single time that I search up this crypto, it either gets a lot of hate or a lot of love. And
there's
you
no
just
in
can't
between.
help to wonder, is it a scam? Or is it not a scam?
Bro, it's labeled a scam so much that when you go on their main site, there's actually a whole tab they dedicated to scam. Because they know how much of the community thinks it's a scam. Ponzi scheme, rug pull, pyramid scheme, Illuminati, you name it. They've been called everything.
That coin, by the way, is HEX. So we're going to be talking about HEX.
Yep.
And to start things off, why do people think it's a scam? Is it mostly because there is a certain lockup period that people have to do? Is that what's kind of holding people back? It's kind of like, okay, let's say for example, I lock up my tokens for, let's say, a month, 2 months.
Yeah.
And it feels like almost the people who are coming in early don't benefit as much as the people who are who have been there much longer. So in a way, could you look at that as kind of like a good thing? It's kind of like this, I feel like, is the only coin that kind of incentivizes people to just basically buy and hold, which is kind of the whole purpose of making money in crypto, right? So the more people who are buying and holding this crypto, the value of that token goes up.
All right, so the biggest difference, I would say, when it comes to HEX and other staking coins is Richard Hart himself. And he's open to interviewing, open to controversy, and he's not scared of it. Yes.
And I feel like he doesn't really sugarcoat things. He kind of just tells you straight up how it is. He's very informed. Yeah. Obviously. He's
very rich.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, and one thing he always says that he's been rich for like 20 years. So if you kind of think about it, if you guys get a chance to kind of just watch him talk and take a look at his YouTube channel, like a lot of the information that he'll give out is for free. Like he's not there to monetize or basically sell somebody a course or on crypto or basically whatever that he wants to sell.
Yeah.
He comes off as trustworthy in a way, I would say.
He does. But you know where the controversy starts, right? Because I have seen this in his interviews. It's just his style. He's a very proud person. So what he invented, HEX, basically, or founded, he is very proud and he speaks very strongly about that. So people get turned off by that because when you ask him a question, he'll kind of mock you in return. For some of the questions, he'll be like, you're stupid, or no, let me repeat that. He'll be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, or you're stupid. But, and those type of words kind of like push away people, but that's just his style. Like he I bet he deals with all these scam accusations and stuff all the time, to the point he's human, right? He gets frustrated with it and he talks back. But the people who love him worship him. Like the people who love him, love him. Like when he announces a coin is a scam because he has like a a thread that he calls out scams. So ironic. All right. So when he calls out a coin that's scam, his followers they destroy that coin with like accusations and like spamming it and stuff like that. So basically his followers are like loyal. They're fighting off all the people that are calling HEX a scam. And truthfully speaking, all crypto is very skeptical.
I mean, if you really think about it, like some people's arguments say, oh, like it'll drop like 85%, 90%, but it's kind of like that with almost every token that we take a look at. Even Bitcoin, like remember, it'll go up and then it'll drop like 85% at one point, and it's kind of like that with almost every crypto. So there's always a risk. So then 100%. I feel like the system that HEX, like I feel like the way it's designed from what we're hearing, it's set up in a way that you win if you hold. So the longer you're staking, so basically you win when you hold. So the longer you're holding on to the token is just going to increase the value later on in the future, right? So
look,
one thing to also address, like I hear some people talking about it, is the lack of volume. But then Richard Hart also made like an argument where too much volume could also actually be a bad thing, right? Because it mostly benefits the platform because they like to see all the volatility, and it benefits the creators too, right? So having that kind of low to mid level of volume is actually more beneficial in a way. And keeping the liquidity, keeping the liquidity to around low, medium. Like for example, if I had like $2 million worth of HEX, I could cash it out today. But it also prevents whales from dumping too. So it's kind of like a win-win in a way.
Absolutely.
And
just because it drops 90%, going to your previous point, first of all, most crypto, we've seen this, drops 90%. Bitcoin itself used to drop crazy levels, and many companies went bankrupt because of how volatile Bitcoin was in the beginning. So now when we're talking about HEX, it's like even Amazon, like for example, like dropped 95% at one point. Doesn't mean it was like not practical anymore. It still had groundwork. So the thing with human nature is when hype dies down, people tend to sell out, So it doesn't show anything about the product. The product could be amazing. Like, for example, Amazon, the biggest online e-commerce thing in the world right now. And it dropped 95%.
That it's been around for years and years and years. People often forget that HEX has only been around for 2 years.
Yeah, very new. Very new. And look, what is HEX competing with? It's competing with Bitcoin and Ethereum. That's who they're really targeting. When I hear Richard Hart talk, he doesn't mention any other crypto. Only 2 cryptos he's mentioning over and over again. It's Bitcoin and Ethereum. He makes fun of the other ones. He actually made fun of SafeMoon, which I don't want to get into. But, he makes fun of the meme coins and stuff, the dog coin, and then the other dog coins like Sheep. He doesn't even say the names. He just calls them dog coins, right? He makes fun of all of them. But he believes HEX is a Bitcoin. He actually, in his,
basically, Bitcoin should have been what HEX was. That's
basically. So he thinks Bitcoin and Ethereum, because they're proof of work, they harm the environment. Okay, so he made a HEX proof of stake.
It's a hybrid. It's a hybrid. So it's a proof of work and proof of stake. Network. It's a hybrid.
Wow. You say that?
He said that himself in the interview.
Bro, I watched so many.
It's a hybrid.
How is it a hybrid?
Because the proof of stake network prevents bug inflation, which is really big in that happens to some cryptocurrency. Even Bitcoin gets hacked, Ethereum can get hacked. There's a lot of other cryptos that be EOS or whatever, Tezos. They've all been hacked, right? So that kind of prevents that, and the proof of work network does something else, which I forgot.
Interesting. So far, for as far as he's concerned, his main argument, which I've watched like 4 interviews, is like basically Bitcoin and Ethereum, because of their proof of work, they require a lot of energy. Energy harms the environment, right? Yes, 1/3 of energy used is harmful energy. The rest is all sustainable, like solar power energy. Most of these Bitcoin mining companies are using natural resources, but they'd still use 1/3 of them use unnatural resources, right? And that harms the environment. But his point is like proof of stake. If you stake it, you're still minting it in a way, because the rewards are introducing new tokens into the ecosystem of HEX, right? So what are you doing when you're mining? You're actually minting these Bitcoins and Ethereums out of thin air. Literally out of thin air. It's a code, you're messing with the code, eventually you get the hash together and you mint a Bitcoin out of thin air, right? There's no actual practicality. You're minting them out of thin air. Same thing here. When you're staking, your rewards are minted out of thin air. But the thing is that this is the argument why people are calling it Ponzi scheme, because they're like, oh, it mints out of thin air. But all crypto comes out of thin air. It's a code at the end of the day.
I guess like one of the only downsides right now is that this Ethereum gas fees. But once Pulse X gets introduced, then
Pulse
you'll
chain.
basically Pulse chain. It'll basically be like a penny
to
make these transactions.
That's what they're trying to do. Yeah. So
that's definitely going to be I feel like that's going to be a game changer.
Yeah.
And like one of the things that can kind of blew our mind about it is that HEX actually like a top 10 coin in terms of market cap, right? But it's currently listed at 201.
Yeah.
So that's kind of...
You know why? I mean, this is according to Richard Hart. Not according to us. We are not like that into the game to know what's going on internally, but he claims that these exchanges, they're bought off by other exchanges, right? So basically, if you're not on their exchange paying them, they won't put you up in the listing. It's all a monopoly type thing going on. Yes, exactly. So hey, you could call that a scam itself, you know? Yeah. But hey, listen, I'm neutral. I have to give you that. I'm a little bit, look, I like the guy. I like what he made, but there are 633 billion HEX tokens, out of which only 170 billion are in circulation. Not to say that Richard seems like the guy who will pump and dump like people are accusing him of, or rug pull the HEX token. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think he wants to build a legacy.
Make the argument that he's not releasing them all at once to actually avoid these kind of like whales coming in, getting most of the supply. That way, if you're controlling most of the supply, I feel like personally, and he always says it all the time, like he's been a multimillionaire. He's been retired for like 20 years, right? Yeah. It's kind of like, I feel like it's more like a legacy thing, like you were saying.
Exactly.
To him. And I feel like he's really passionate about just crypto in general. And I feel like his project, his HEX is like his baby. It's like, why would he want to label himself as basically whatever everybody's saying? Like if I personally was in his position, I would be doing everything to prove everybody wrong. Like, hey, here you guys, like I have the best performing asset of all time, and it's succeeded. So,
and plus, like if he does do a rug pull, since he is so public, the legal lawsuits won't be easy to deal with. Like there'll be a ton of lawsuits.
So it's unlikely.
So it's very unlikely, and also, you know, Bitcoin at one point was mostly what's that guy's name? Satoshi, right? He owned all of it. So he released it into the market with his. Initially, he was centralized, and now Bitcoin is so diluted in the market that now no more Satoshi. Even if he gives up, it will harm the Bitcoin, but it won't destroy Bitcoin anymore because he's so diluted. Same thing we're seeing. Well, Richard claims that he will happen to HEX. Right now, it is favoring whatever the centralized community of HEX, Richard and a few others. But slowly they'll dilute through this rewarding system, and enough dilution will happen into the market that they won't have control. And that's his claim, you know. At the end of the day, man, many of these cryptos, we don't even know the founders. We don't know their plans. We don't know what's going on. People are blindly trusting many cryptos out there. And we were in a rug pull of ourselves with Metaverse, right? So we experienced a rug pull. But this so far does not seem like a rug pull, according to my opinion. And hey, guys, we're not financial advisors. This is entertainment. So
definitely do
it is a risky investment.
Guys, and do your own research. I personally like it. I feel like it's one of those. Yeah, it's like I feel like that's why Well, we personally haven't gone into it yet, but we plan on getting it. Well, at least I do.
Well, I have a 5-year stake in it already, so I am staked for 5 years.
And I'm definitely planning on getting into this too. It's not something, and as always, guys, like we'll always talk about tokens that whether we have or we don't, but we'll always be transparent with you guys. Like if we are interested in buying it or if we're not interested in buying it, but at the end of the day, it's always up to you guys. So. But this is definitely something that I will be keeping my eye on.
Yeah, me too. Listen, the latest interview I saw with Richard Hart, with the gold guy he was debating with, he destroyed him. He's a smart man. Richard is a very smart man. Listen, he's a very controversial man, and I can see that. I can see his negative traits just as a viewer. You know, just I can see why people won't like him either, because he's very like, you know, like, hey, I know it all. Like type of guy, and people generally don't like those type of people. They like, but
the truth is, he seems that he does.
You know, he's a very intelligent guy. His IQ scores when he was a gifted child basically, and went to the best schools and stuff. So, and he's very transparent. He does say it openly, like Pulse Chain. He doesn't say, "Oh, it's a new thing that will be more unique than Ethereum's chain." No, he says it's an exact fork of Ethereum's chain. Only difference being it has a lower fee. That's it. He's very transparent. He's very honest. I think that honesty, man, it speaks for itself. Like if it was a pyramid scheme, if it was, first of all, it would have a lot of fees attached. These guys do not have fees. They have slippages, 4% slippages. You know, this is very normal when you're buying and selling with Ethereum right now. But like, they don't have any fee going in. You don't have to pay a fee. Taking out, you don't have to pay a fee. There's a penalty if you break the stake, but like other than that, there's no fee attached. And the Ponzi scheme will 100% have fees when you enter, fees when you leave, fees all around.
And the thing is, at the end of the day, everybody only cares about just one thing.
Yeah,
just the price action to go up.
Yeah,
right. Nothing else really matters at the end of the day.
In the crypto world, yes.
So how do you get people to basically? At that point, you would need more people to buy than sell. So how do you incentivize them?
Yeah.
By having them stake much longer and also giving them now currently 38%
38%
which is...
Yeah. And you know how many people are staked right now? 412,000 wallets are currently staked. And the average staking period is 5.8 years. That means there's a lot of people staking for one year. There's more people staking for a year. But there's some people staking millions of dollars for 10 years,
Do you see
15 years.
The recent wallet that staked 200 million for the max amount of years?
Yeah. Yes, it's being called scam by who? Who's calling it scam? You know, like nobody's online, right?
I feel like the people who are calling it scam kind of just put their money in, and then when they saw that the price, I feel like those people weren't really necessarily staked in the long run. They kind of just like bought in at a wrong time, lost money, and they're like, oh, it's a scam. And also, just to remind you guys that we are doing that 100 USDC giveaway, so please like, comment, and subscribe, and we will be picking one lucky person to be the winner for this month. And we'll be announcing that on the next video.
Also, a couple shout-outs. We have to give a shout-out to Sohail. As always, first from Notification Squad. Timestamps coming, guys. Like, this guy blesses us with these timestamps. And, a great subscriber. Also, there's Frederick. He is a hater, but he's hating on every video. So I like that consistency coming. Frederick, we like you. Keep giving us your critique. We love critique on this channel.
Definitely.
So CRO, nah, it's not gonna get even close to B&B. Honestly, we respect that. That could be very true. Binance is a beast itself. So let's see what happens. We'll end it with Bell. He commented, "Appreciate your every word, but there's no comparison in both of these." So I bet he's also a Binance guy. All right, Bell, we
are also Binance guys.
Yeah,
but we also CRO guys too.
Yeah, we use both exchanges, so it's not like we're just like CRO and we're talking crap on Binance. We're just comparing the two because they're a legit comparison. They're competing with each other. It's like comparing UFC to Bellator.
It's like comparing Apple to Microsoft.
Yeah, exactly. Who's better? Really, it depends on subjective opinion. Like, comment, and subscribe. See you on the next video, guys.
See you guys. Have a good day or good night wherever you are.
Yeah.